Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to my OG Blizzard Sword guide. I decided to share this because it's simply one of the best and easiest builds in the game. I always somehow end up with this setup. It's most definitely winning in style points, and the damage difference compared to a 20 high rune full damage setup is not that big. And I don't need a 15k Blizzard setup anyways, because I'm mostly playing solo and farming players 1 content. So let's check out my godly gear here. I mean, obviously it's the full Rasha set. I think it's the best class set in the game compared to all the other ones. I mean, some of them are not bad, but I would argue Rasha is probably the best overall. I mean, the set bonus is so nice. It's like having a torch without having a torch. Yay! And also, yeah, it's quite affordable. The items are not too rare. I think the only iffy part is the armor and or the amulet. Other than that, yeah, the items are pretty cheap, right? Usually people use the helm for the mercenary. Yeah, like the set is GG. The way I've set it up is like I needed minus 195 cold resist in combination with a thunder charm, and that's it. There's no cold immunity in the game, okay? Cold immunes are non-existent. So yeah, take the thumbnail with a grain of salt, because there are no cold immunes in the game playing this setup. Around 9k Blizzard. That's pretty decent. If I compare this to my like full damage variant with like Death Fathom and like Nightwings and the real damage items, that's not 9k. 9k damage is not bad at all for mid-priced setup, I would say. The only tricky part is, especially like at the beginning, the Monarch. First of all, the Monarch, and then rolling a 35 FCR. That's super important to reach 105 FCR breakpoint, which is the fastest one. Like for Blizzard, it doesn't really matter. But it's about teleporting, right? Yeah, other than that, I run Tranquils instead of Mage Fist, because I wanted to max out my resistances here. My jewelry, I have a SOJ and a BK ring. I've socketed just random cold RBFs in my gear. So they are not even that great, but it still improves the damage by quite a bit. This is like a 4-4. This is a 5-4. They cost like nothing. I think I paid like a pull or rune for one of those. Yeah, this is a 4-4 as well. Also, maybe a little side note on this class set. Most people probably know this, but I will just say it anyways. Depending on what combination of items you are wearing, you get different set bonuses, right? Like amulet, like the classic is like the amulet, the armor and the belt gives different stats than the weapon, the helm and the belt, for example. You know what I mean? But yeah, my boots, ethereal sandstorm tracks, a super bad roll. I think it's funny. I found one in ethereal, that's why I'm wearing those. And again, it's just for eye candy if I press C, so I can see full resistances. Inventory, skiller. Another one with life. 1 Geats. And most importantly, the Cold Rupture Grand Charm. A torch, an Annie. Some random small charms. Offhand, of course, buff up. CTA and the Spirit. Maybe the stats again here real quick. Around 200 Magic Find. Like, Magic Find is so weird. It's so weird. Some people want as much Magic Find as possible. Some say around 100 is perfect. I think around, I found the best gear between like 150 and 200-ish % Magic Find. Something around that. Like, I feel like that's just my personal experience playing the game, right? I feel like if I go with more Magic Find, I find more stuff. I find way more uniques and so on, but the quality is not that great anymore. You know what I mean? Instead, if I run like around 200 Magic Find, yeah, I found a unique only now and then, but then it's at least a good unique. It's a shake go. It's like ethereal sandstone tracks or something cool like that. Like, that's just my experience. So I think around 200 is alright. Yeah, that's the gear. The stats, hit recovery. I don't know the breakpoints right now out of my head, but I remember from back in the day, all you gotta do is wear full Rasha. And you are pretty much covered in all the important breakpoints. Throw a 35 FCR Monarch in there, and you reach exactly 105 cast rate. So that's really, really nice. When I was new in the game, like, I don't know, 2007 or something, yeah, like I struggled, not gonna lie. And my buddies who were pros at the time said, hey man, just make a Blizzard Sword and equip full Rasha. You're like, you have to worry about nothing. The build will work, right? You can farm literally everything and so on. Of course, back then there were no Cold Rupture Grand Charm, but I did the workaround and just telestomp with the Mercenary. Let's talk about the Mercenary here for a second. I don't have an Infinity here because I just want to teleport like crazy and don't have to worry about it. Like, this character's name is Key Farmer, so you know what type it is. Of course, for like absolute maximum damage, which is not needed. Like, that's the purpose of the setup. I don't need Infinity in order to break immunes. So instead, of course, I have an Insight. I use a Vamp Gaze. Bro, I'm so dumb. Don't do this, okay? I thought, well, upgrading a unique like will give the item like always more defense and like better value. It's not the case, obviously. I don't know, man. Like, it has less, this nice ethereal Vamp Gaze has less defense now than before. What a waste of a Lem Rune, bro. Yeah, don't upgrade your Vamp Gaze. And wearing a Fortitude. Yeah, why not? Better would be the Mercenary has breakpoints too, right? Like, better would be a Treasury, and Andaria is for the attack speed, but it's alright. It's alright, especially on a Sorg. You can just save him by teleporting around, right? The skill tree, real quick. Oh, the stats, of course, with about like every other build in the game. Strength enough to wear the gear. Nothing to dex, and I have everything else into vitality. Some people like to split a little bit and go like 50-50, or maybe even like, I never played with energy shield. I think it's silly and it's not necessary at all, but that's just me. Like, if you want to play energy shield, like, all power to you. But yeah, in case of energy shield, like more, if not even everything into energy is the way to go, but I'm not doing that, right? So let's talk about the skill tree here for a second. That's a very generic Blizzard Zorg. I call this a little bit like, this is like a old school setup, you know what I mean? Like, for me personally, this was one of the, if not the first build I actually had fun playing the game. I actually was able to play the game at all, right? I beat Helm out, and I was able to farm things and so on. Like, it was a huge success for me personally, way, way, way back in the day when I was like 14 years old. Damn, bro, I have a GG Blizzard Zorg, now we're talking. So this is the skill tree, maxing all the synergies for Blizzard and Blizzard itself. I don't even have a point in Frozen Orb. And I have all my remaining points into Cold Mastery. Yeah, as I said, you should try to reach 195 overall. Okay, so the points are overkill, but I don't care. Some people like to put like fewer points in Cold Mastery and even max Frozen Orb. Like, that's all like a little bit personal preference. For me personally, the less mouse clicks I have to do to get my loot, the better. Okay. So it would be just annoying for me to spam Frozen Orbs in addition to Blizzard. Instead, like, I cast a Blizzard, and my other main attack is basically Ice Blast. Okay. Like, that's how I play my Blizzard Zorg ever since. 1 point into Frozen Armor. I think to really make use out of this, other than just a sparkly effect, 1 into Shiver Armor is a little bit better when teleporting. Maybe, perhaps. Yeah, 1 point into Frost Nova just to unlock the Blizzard. The lightning spells, like the 1 point wonders, 1 static, 1 telekinesis, unlock teleport. I never ever use this. I know I can pop chests and stuff from distance, but yeah, I don't even bother. This comes from the weapon. I have no points in here. For the fire spells, 1 into warmth. You get a sweet regeneration in combination with a decent rolled insight. This is absolutely enough to keep the character topped on mana, basically. Yeah, that's the skill tree. And the gear and the stats. And the mercenary. Like, it's a... If you ask me, it's one of the best builds you can play in this game. Like, you cannot go wrong with a old school Blizzard's org. Especially with a full Rasha set, as I mentioned previously. It's super beginner friendly. The first build where I was able to say, hey, like, I actually have a build, okay? way back in the day. Another really cool thing is, like, when depends on playtime and so on, but what I did sometimes, I gradually went away from certain pieces. Like, some pieces are better than others. For example, there is a better unique called Shaco, and it's a little bit better than the helm. There is a rune word, for example, that's a little bit better than the weapon, and so on. And sometimes I ended up with like Hoto, Shaco, and the 3-piece Rasha combo, just to get the magic find bonus. I take those pieces away. I got like only the magic find bonus here. Okay, some FCR, whatnot. So I kept those 3 pieces mainly just for the magic find. It's a really nice setup. Like Shaco and Hoto here is really cool. It's just fun, okay? Yeah, and usually at that time, season ended. Back in the day. Yeah, damage output is insane. Can this clear players 8? Yes, absolutely. This will absolutely obliterate players 8. Especially things like the cow level and so on. Like, the build is strong AF, okay, not gonna lie. The build is really strong. Even though with only a full Rasha set. Yeah, I thought I'd share this real quick. Because, like, I rushed countless people with this. Yeah, that was also back in the day my side hustle, or my hustle with the Sorceress, right? Just rushing people all day for the rune quest. Sooner than later you will get some Ist runes that way. Also, like, at the moment, like, this is a non-ladder character, but yeah, I'm using this to farm up tokens most of the time when I need a token real quick to respec another character, when I wanted to try some meme build or fun setup, right? Farm a token real quick. I farmed an insane amount of key sets with this. I can't even count. I farmed a ridiculous amount of keys with this character. Yeah, a very well-rounded setup. Of course, you can switch things. Like, Ethereal Sandstone Drags are not mandatory. You could go with any boots. Some nice rare boots maybe, with more magic find. Or Silk Weave, or War Travel, like all the nice uniques. But the boots do not make or break the build. It's just for me personally, so I'm kept on resistances. And also, the faster hit recovery is nothing to sleep on when teleporting players 8 bale runs, for example. Yeah, around 1.4k health, around 800 mana. Let's buff up here real quick again. Solid build, I recommend it. Like, I recommend this really to anyone. And it doesn't matter if I play the game for the next 50 years. Sooner or later, I will always end up with a Blizzard's org. And especially with a full Rasha Blizzard's org. Because it's just super fun. Just super fun. Yeah, I thought I'd share this really quick. Thanks for watching, guys. And let me know what you think.